7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A very good afternoon. I extend my warm welcome to you all for the Faculty Development Program, especially our guest speaker, Dr. S. Sumati, Assistant Professor and Head, Department of Social Work, Tandai Hans Rover College, Perambalur. Respected professors and academicians of various colleges and universities to this day. Let's commence the program with a prayer song. On behalf of GSS Jain College for Women, I extend my warm welcome again to the Faculty Development Program. Now I request Ms. Catherine, Department of English, to deliver the welcome address.
A very warm welcome to all. On behalf of GSS Jain College for Women, I deem it a privilege to deliver the welcome address on the third day of the 5-day national level virtual faculty development program on the topic Best Practices Benchmarking Higher Education Institutions for Quality Enhancement, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell. First and foremost, a hearty welcome to our guest speaker of today's session. Our guest speaker, Dr. Sumati Ma'am, is an assistant professor and head Department of Social Work, Tandai Hans Rover College, Perambalur. The topic that she's going to enlighten us on is fostering social responsibility in young minds through community engagement. A warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
I also extend a cordial welcome to our Honorable Secretary, Sir, Dr. Gautam Ved, and respected Principal, Dr. Malati Ma'am, who guide us constantly with their support and encouragement. A very cordial welcome to the IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Varlakshmi Ma'am, Program Organizer, Dr. Satyapriya Ma'am, and all my fellow faculty members and academicians and research scholars from various other institutions who have joined us on this virtual platform. To give a brief introduction of our guest speaker, Dr. Sumati Ma'am, she had pursued her UG Botany at Holy Cross College, Trichy, and PG Social Work at Bishop Keeper College, and MSc in Psychology at the Open University, Tamil Nadu. She received a doctoral degree from Kaveri College of Women, Trichy. She has 27 years of experience being a counselor for 15 years and teaching in college for 12 years. She has several research publications to her credit and has acted as the resource person in workshops, seminars, and conferences. Moreover, she has been active as a counselor to young adults, families, child laborers, and senior citizens. We are indeed honored by your gracious presence amidst us, ma'am. Once again, I extend my cordial welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Now, I would like to request Dr. S. Sumati, Head of the Department of Social Work, Tandai Hans Rover College, to take over the virtual gathering stage.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your warm welcome and peaceful prayer. Good afternoon to one and all present here virtually. I'm so happy to share with you in this session regarding fostering social responsibility in young minds through community engagement. So, the betterment of society is not a job to be left to a few, it's a responsibility to be shared by all. So, with this David Packard quote, let me begin today's session on fostering social responsibility in young minds for community engagement. So, today, um, the 19th century idea of the university is undergoing a drastic change. So, the urgent task now is the integration of knowledge, bringing together the education and work, theory and practice, university or institution, and society. So, we have a very Herculean task now as teachers. We have the responsibility of guiding our students for community engagement. So, the question is, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? So this was said to an audience in Montgomery, Alabama, 1957 by Martin Luther King Jr. And now we all have to think over the question, what are we doing for those in our neighborhoods and communities who need our help? I just need you all to think over this. And if you have a notepad, you just note down what all you are doing for those in your neighborhood and communities who need your help. I hope everyone is doing this exercise. And when we think over this question, there are so many things which comes to our mind regarding how socially responsible am I. So we'll give so many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As a good citizen, we have so many things to write down regarding our social responsibility. And what you would have jotted now, I could say you would have written planting trees or volunteering to support local school, or we have conducted blood donation camps, or we have donated blood, and we are involved in cleaning and collection of garbage in villages or in a slum community. And we have conducted so many awareness campaigns on so many issues, and we have run for marathon in for health awareness, and we have participated in so many rallies regarding many social issues. And very importantly, in colleges or in universities or in any institution, we have this very beautiful responsibility, that is NSS, the National Social Service Scheme activities. And we do so many outreach and extension activities in our colleges, and all these are services which tend to remain as asserted activities without any clear linkages to the role of higher education. So we all do this. So routinely we all do this, and we keep on doing it, and we guide our students also towards this end. So, what is the social responsibility of higher education institution? And we are part of those higher educational institutions, and we have this traditional extension and outreach programs. It is all very important, necessary, but is it enough for us, or is it sufficient? No. Now, what we need is, or need of the hour is, we have to bridge the gap between the higher education and public life. So, the social responsibility of any higher education institution is the approach that extends beyond these services and outreach to actual engagement. So, what is engagement? We say we have to move from a model of public service, so where we do things for a passive and needy public. So we all go there, we do some sort of services to the community and come back. And we think that the community needs that. And from this to one of public work. So that is what is need of the hour today, and which will tap, engage, and develop the civic agencies and their talents, the capacities of each and every one of the people who are in and outside that institution or our institution. So ultimately, what is social responsibility? So we all know that we all have a civic duty towards the society, and an organization or an individual has an obligation to benefit this society where we live in. And it is the duty of every individual or organization to perform so as to maintain a balance. And also, it is about doing research in a responsible and responsive manner. And it is respecting the local practitioner knowledge. When I was a practitioner for 15 years, I didn't involve myself with the academics. I'm a social worker, and I was practicing as a social worker in the community, as a family counselor and also as counselor for addicts. And I was not involving myself in the academic part of work like research or teaching, or and I was away from it. So, and also the academicians, they were not involved with the practice side of it. So, but what we have to do here is we have to respect the local practitioners' knowledge. That is very, very important in a social responsibility. And we have to foster a meaningful and also respectful research partnerships. So the community or the institutions, they go and do research in the community, but we will not attend to the needs which are there in the community. And also, such engagement, this community engagement, it deviates from all the normal outreach or extension functions which we all do in our colleges or institutions. And it is more of participative, and it is committed to the co-creation and sharing of knowledge. And it is nothing but making the community a partner in academic knowledge. So we have three functions in any higher educational institutions. The three very core functions are teaching, research, and service. We are very much familiar with all these functions. And when we say engagement of higher educational institutions with communities, immediately we view that through the lens of service. So we say that we do so many services to the community. And as we were seeing previously in the previous second slide, we see that we have donated blood, or we have organized blood donation camp, and we have conducted eye camps, and we have conducted health awareness rallies. So these are all seen as assorted services which is independent of teaching, that is education, and research, which is knowledge. So engagement function of higher educational institutions is what? With respect to communities, it is not only limited to the service function, but also the missions of the teaching as well as the research. That is what we mean it here as the engagement. So the community engagement, when we say that word, it signifies mutual exchange of knowledge. So the institutions, they share their knowledge, and the communities, they will also give in their input, so that the whole society is benefited out of it. So this engagement is possible through the teaching as well as the research function of any institution, as much as it goes through its service function. So what we can do here, so we can improve such engagements with the community, the institutions of higher education. What they can do, they can reinforce the values of social responsibilities of the young people, or amongst the youth. We can do such service to them. I mean, engaging them in the community, and we can reinforce the values of social responsibility among the youth. So UGC's quality mandate was that. So everybody, we are all familiar with this UGC's quality mandate. It was launched in 2018, and it was focusing on improving societal linkages of higher educational institutions and enabling students to become socially productive. So as we are all doing in the colleges or in the any institutions, our function is mostly teaching and the research. But the service is kept apart, and it is done as an activity which is not involving the teaching as well as the research. But what UGC quality mandate says is that is we have to improve the societal linkages and we have to enable the students to become socially productive. And UGC, it set up a subject expert group on educational institutions' social responsibility. So it was under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. It is a flagship program of Government of India, which was critical in bringing about a transformative change in rural development by the active participation of higher educational institutes with rural communities. So, of course, so many colleges and institutions are very much familiar with the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. They all have this program and they are all very well running all these programs under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. And UGC launched a policy in the year 2019, and it was entitled Fostering Social Responsibility and Community Engagement in Higher Education Institutions. So it emphasizes that the importance of socially relevant courses so that the students will be enabled to find solutions for the most pressing challenges confronting the Indian society. And what does purpose of this community engagement by higher educational institutions? Why they emphasize that? What is the purpose of it? So when we say helping community through students, it is mostly welfare related. So we say that we are doing welfare for the community, and the assumption among us is that the community needs knowledge and expertise that only the students can bring in. So the learning of students about local realities or the usefulness to community, it takes a secondary consideration in all our helping the community. So the core purpose of this community engagement is that to serve mutually agreed interests of both the communities as well as the institutions. So this partnership is mutually beneficial. It is mostly give and take by both sets of parties. So what we do here is we recognize the authentic and actionable knowledge that communities have, and the institutions can learn from this. And the empirical and theoretical knowledge of a macro nature that the institutions have from which the communities can benefit. It is of mutual beneficial act. So the thrust of this engagement, it is mutual empowerment. So mutual empowerment in the sense the communities are empowered, the students are empowered, and the academics are empowered alike. So the there are certain key principles for community engagement, and it is given by the guidelines fostering social responsibility through and community engagement. And there are certain key principles to guide the community engagement of higher educational institutions, which may guide us in practicing all these in our institutions. The first and foremost is the mutual learning and respect. So, mutually agreed interests and needs of both the rural and peri-urban poor communities and higher education institutions, it should be articulated and it should be respected. So without ensuring the mutual benefit, this community engagement will not serve its purpose of social responsibility of higher educational institutions. So while community, they learn from students and faculty engaging with them, students and teachers, they should also learn from the community knowledge and the experiences. And another principle is in each faculty and discipline. What does that mean? So whenever we say community engagement, immediately, even in our colleges, when we say certain, there is a camp who can take up this task, immediately they call up for faculty members in all social sciences disciplines, isn't it? So they said that you are all very familiar with this, only this area is only related to your disciplines. So it is not so. So community engagement, it should be practiced across all disciplines and faculties of higher educational institutions. So it should be practiced by all disciplines. It is not exclusive to only the social science stream. So even the faculties of natural sciences and engineering, they can also promote community engagement in teaching as well as research. So this will help to educate the local communities about the new technological innovations, and as well as it will inform the students and faculty about the ways to harness the local technology and knowledge. So this is very essential in principle in any community engagement. And another one is the credit base for students. So, participation of students in teaching activities of community engagement and research projects, okay, and learning, it should earn them credits. So, the community engagement should be included to meet their graduation requirements, and it should be integrated into their assessments. So, UGC is it has a national curriculum framework to assess end and guidelines. It has recommended a curriculum for all UG/PG programs regarding this fostering social responsibility and community engagement in all higher educational institutions in India. So it has given a model curriculum, and it consists of 2 credit and 30 hours, at least 50% in field compulsory for all students. So it has given a very good a model framework or model curriculum for community engagement course. So such courses could be also could be given to the students. And next is providing credit to the teachers who are all in the engagement activities. So there we have performance assessments for our teachers, researchers, administrators in the higher educational institutions, and they say that this teachers and administrators and researchers in higher educational institutions, this community engagement activities by them should be included in the review of their involvement and contributions to community engagement in teaching and research. So, and the criteria and the weightage to community engagement by teachers and researchers, it should be explicitly included in assessments for recruitment, regularization, and promotion. And in this regard, UGC wide its letter number F 952 by 2021, dated the 17th March 2022, it has requested all universities to consider the activities mentioned in the Vidyanjali guidelines and include them in the assessment criteria in accordance with the UGC regulations for minimum qualifications for appointment of teachers and other academic staff in universities and colleges, and other measures for the maintenance of standards in higher education 2018. So this is another aspect. And so as per these regulations, the community service is one of the assessment criteria for universities or colleges, college teachers. And in the clause 17.0, which gives about the code of professional ethics of UGC regulations 2018, in page number 96, it highlights the participation of college teachers in extension, co-curricular and extracurricular activities, including the community service. And in appendix 2 table 1, the assessment criteria and methodology for universities or college teachers highlights the involvement of teachers in the universities or colleges and students related activities or research activities. And it says about the co-curricular, extension, field-based activities such as students clubs, career counseling, study visit, student seminars, cultural, sports, NCC, NSS, and other community services. And in accordance with the principles for engagement of and community engagement, certain principles, these could be applied in practice by higher educational institutions in any of the forms. So what are all the forms in which we can apply this community engagement? So we can link this learning with community service. So in this approach, what we can do here is the students and teachers, they will apply their knowledge and skills in a chosen community to improve the lives of people in that community. So this can be achieved through the model of service learning. It is globally accepted best practice, and they will be providing engagement opportunities to students from various disciplines and courses to apply their knowledge to address the challenges of a specific community. So in such a way, we can link this learning with community service. So they have given a very good example about it. The students of chemistry discipline, they can conduct water and soil testing in local areas, and they can share these results with the local community. So in such a way, we can link the learning with the community service. This is one aspect of community engagement, or it is one of the forms of community engagement. And the second one is linking the research with community knowledge. So, in this approach, various faculties and programs of higher education institutions, they will devise joint research projects in partnership with the communities and the local agencies who are working there. And the community's own knowledge will be integrated into the design and the conduct of the research. So the new research by students, it will help them to complete their academic requirements, and at the same time the community's knowledge is also systematized. So as I was sharing it with you, the NSS activities we all do in the colleges, the NSS has been going on for so long, and it hasn't been since now systematized. So we do 1 week or 7 days rural camp, and we conduct so many programs, blood donation camps and eye camps and rallies, and so many activities goes on which hasn't been systematized so far. So that is what they are saying it here, is linking this research with community knowledge is very much essential in the community engagement. So that is now it is going on. And the community based participatory research approach, which is going on now, and everyone is using this nowadays. And we can have an example for this is the students can undertake their research in partnership with the community. So in partnership with the community, they can undertake research on such an example like solid and liquid waste disposal. So how they are doing it, and what are all the ways and means they use. And another form of community engagement is the knowledge sharing and knowledge mobilization. So when we say knowledge sharing and knowledge mobilization, so the knowledge available with students and teachers in various disciplines, it is made available to the local community so that they can realize their developmental aspirations, and they can secure its entitlements, and they will access its benefits from various agencies and schemes. But what we do here is the knowledge sharing and knowledge mobilization is not done by us. So we have to do that, and we have to engage that community. We have to have the community engagement with the communities which are nearby to us. And it could be done in the forms of how we can do this. We can do this in the forms of enumerations, we can do surveys, we can do awareness camps and campaigns, training, learning manuals, maps. We can do the village maps, so study reports, public hearings. So there are so many things and ample things which we can do, and this could be shared and this could be mobilized mutually. And for example, students, they can undertake a nutrition survey for mothers and children and educate them about hygiene and nutrition. And for that, they can network with the people who are working there in ICDS. They are all doing this work, and they can seek the help, or they can go and meet these people there in that community. And also devising new curriculum and courses. So many institutions of higher education, they develop new curricula in existing courses, as well as they design new courses to engage with the community. So this enriches the curriculum of existing courses to locally appropriate subject matter. So when we are all working for NAC assessment, we'll be very much familiar with all these aspects. So how we are designing a curriculum, what is the academic and curriculum flexibility we have. So these are all the things which we share it there. And whether we are having courses which are locally appropriate, nationally appropriate, or globally appropriate, and all these are in our NAC assessment. So it also creates, when we do this, so it will create new locally appropriate educational programs that will interest the new generation of students who are there. So there are so many courses which they have already going on. So for example, they can have new courses on financial inclusion, entrepreneurship development, and nutritional value of local produce. They will produce, I mean, they can improve the knowledge and business opportunities for students. Uh, and including the practitioners as teachers. So the local community elders or the women leaders, the tribals, the entrepreneurs who are all there, and the civil societies, the practitioners, they have enormous knowledge on wide variety of issues. We can say they will have issues about, they know about the agriculture and forestry to child rearing, they know about micro planning, water harvesting, project management. We think that we know only all these things and we are going and sharing this knowledge with them and we are doing service to them. But the thing here is we have to include the practitioners who are all in the community, working in the community as teachers. We can use their expertise by inviting them to co-teach some courses, both in the classrooms as well as in the field. So they should be adequately recognized. Also, they should be compensated and they should be respected for their practical experience and knowledge. What we do here is when we invite people formally, we respect them and we listen to all their experiences and knowledge and everything. But when we are inviting some practitioners, we don't have such attitude to learn from them. We think that we know so many things rather than them, and we have to give them that exposure. So that is the attitude we all have. So we have this knowledge pride, we can say this, or intellectual pride, and we think that we are the ones who can go and teach everyone. It is not so. So we have to learn from others. The practitioners as well can teach us regarding their regarding a wide variety of issues, and they can also give practical knowledge about all those issues. So I want to share thing here with you. While I was working as a family counselor in a family counseling center, I studied about casework, and I also practiced in my field work practicum regarding casework. But when I was practicing as a counselor, family counselor in a family counseling center, then I came to know about, I gained that practical knowledge about how to deal with the family, or how to deal with an individual who has a problem, or how to deal with marital problems. So this knowledge I was able to share whenever the institutions around my agency, when they invited me, I was able to share this with them. So in such a way, we can invite some practitioners from the communities, and we can include them as teachers in our classrooms as well as in the field. And another one is the social innovations by students. The students can be encouraged to initiate learning projects with a social impact, and it should be supported by the higher educational institutions. And we are all very much aware of this incubation, also incubation startups. So we are all very much familiar with all these, all these terms. So incubation of such social innovation projects by students, it will also have a meaningful links to existing curriculum and courses. We have to take care of that. And some competitions for social innovation, some higher educational institutions are conducting such or organizing such competitions for social innovation, and they should be integrated into the curriculum. That is the main aspect here. So, in such a way, these are all the various forms of community engagement we can practice. And in as I was saying, in the national curriculum framework, and they have given some, they have recommended some field-based practical activities. We will be confused about what are all the practical activities which we could have in our, we can have in our curriculum, as well as we can practice it in the community. How could we have this community engagement, and how could we enable our students to be involved with the community? And I have taken up that certain recommended field-based practical activities from that source. And they are very clearly they have given what are all the various practical activities which could be field-based while we are engaging students in such community. And first and foremost is integration with self-help groups. So these self-help group women members, and we can study about their functions, what are the challenges that they face, and the planning for their skill building and their livelihood activities. This is one of the recommended field-based practical activities which we can engage our students in. And another one is we can visit the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005 project sites. So it is going on in each and every one of the villages, and we can make our students interact with the beneficiaries and interview the functionaries at the work site. And also another practical activity which could be carried out is field visit to Swachh Bharat project sites, and we can conduct analysis and initiate problem solving measures. And we can also conduct mission Antyodaya surveys, so that to support the it support under the Gram Panchayat development plan. And we can have interactive community exercise with local leaders, panchayat functionaries, grassroots officials, and local institutions regarding village development plan preparation and resource mobilization. Next one is the visit. We can visit the rural schools or midday meal centers, and we can study the academic and infrastructural resources available over there, and the digital divide and the gaps which are existing there in the midday meal centers or the rural schools. So these are certain field-based practical activities which could be carried out through our students. And the students can participate in gram sabha meetings, and they can study the community participation, how it is going on. And also they can associate with social audit exercises, and which will be at the gram panchayat level, and they can interact with the program beneficiaries also. So they can visit the local nagarpalika office or the corporation, municipal corporations, and they can review the schemes for urban informal workers as well as the migrants. And another field-based practical activity which could be carried out is attend parent-teacher association meetings and interview school dropouts. Then, as I was saying, we can visit the local Anganwadi centers, that is the ICDS centers, integrated child development centers, scheme centers, and we can observe the services being provided to the children under 5 there. And we can visit the local NGOs. So they will be the encyclopedia for all the activities which are going on in that community. And we can civil society organizations which are working there, and also we can interact with the staff members and also the beneficiaries under these agencies. And we are very familiar with the next one, which is organized awareness programs, health camps, disability camps, and cleanliness camps. So we institutions all over, we organize such awareness programs in our day-to-day life. So these are all some field-based practical activities which could be conducted, and our students could be in such a way we can foster social responsibility among our students. And we can conduct soil health test, by a drinking water analysis could be done, and energy use and the fuel efficiency surveys, and building solar powered village. So the science disciplines are they will be very much familiar with all these things, so they could be engaged in such a way. And raising understanding of people's impacts of climate change, and then building up some communities disaster preparedness, how they can be, and infrastructural resources, and digital divide and gaps over there. And we will be organizing some orientation programs for farmers regarding organic cultivation, rational use of irrigation and fertilizers, promotion of traditional species of crops and plants, and awareness against stubble burn. So when we go and do this, it could be like of a discussion. So we can interact with such farmers also. So they will be sharing their knowledge regarding all these organic cultivation, or what are the natural fertilizers which they are using there, or they are preparing. So we can also learn from them. And another one is the formation of committees for common property resource management and village pond maintenance and fishing. So identifying the small business ideas like handloom, handicraft, khadi, food products for the rural areas to make the people self-reliant. So these are all the various field-based practical activities which has been given it there, which I included here, so that we will all, the sharing will enable us to go along with this, and we'll be having knowledge on how to guide our students, or how to foster social responsibilities through this community engagement in our students' minds. So what is community engagement? Then we are talking about this community engagement, So, and we say that what is the purpose of teaching here? We say, ma'am, we have come here to teach. So what we are doing here, what is the purpose of teaching? It is to enable the learning of students. For the reality of the present system of teaching in most higher educational institution, it is that students are taught only in the classroom style delivery of content. Of course, there are certain programs which are having some practical component like the social work. So we have the theory part as well as the field work practicum in each semester, wherein they have to have 30 days they have to put in. So 208 some so many hours they have to undergo, and they have to practice the social work methods in their communities or general setting where they are, or in the specialized setting, and they have to practice that, and they have to come and discuss it with us what they have done, and they have to prepare a report, and they have to attend the viva. So in such a way we have to link the theories as well as the practice in the field. So using advances in teaching aids, the infrastructure, updated curricula and pedagogies, and the students should be able to relate what they study in the classroom to the field realities where they are living, and they would be going back to that society to work also in future. So therefore it is very important that classroom theory should be linked to the realities of the local field areas. So existing courses, they can be adopted both in content as well as in the pedagogy for community engagement, so that the learning from the field could be facilitated among students. So one of the essential prerequisites for higher educational institutions is to fulfill twin mandates of improved quality of learning of students and their practical contributions to the socio-economic development of the nation. Is nothing but to introduce such dynamic curricular reforms which facilitate the connection between the classroom theory and the field realities. So as I was sharing it with you, we were studying about the theories of social work, about the profession, the philosophies, the objectives, the approaches, everything. But we were able to practice that during our field work practicum, which was concurrently going on. So we study the theory and we go and practice it in the field. So which enabled us and which gave us the confidence to come out of that program, earn the degree, and go for a job straight away. And we knew what are all the roles and responsibilities which we have to carry out there, and how our social responsibility could be converted to I mean, how it could be made beneficial to the society through our learning this program. So within this existing, some may say, ma'am, we are an university and we have we are not autonomous colleges, and we have an existing curriculum and syllabus. And sometimes even then, community engaged learning can be facilitated through various ways, like innovating teaching learning methods. So we use so many new and innovative teaching learning methods. So it should be engaged and experiential learning. So this could be designed in each course and discipline. So, and we can include some field labs, internships, and participatory action research, service learning, community projects. We can include all these in our the learning methods, teaching learning methods. And this engaged teaching means what? It entails the interaction of students with the curriculum and the world around the college. So it is not, the education is not a separate entity, and the world around us is not a separate entity. So we are all going to have this education, and we are going to apply this education to the benefit of the society when we go out. So an engaged and outward transdisciplinary stance will enable this will enrich this curriculum, and also it will promote the learning in multimodal pedagogies in addition to the classroom as well as the laboratories. So what we have to do here is we have to through new approaches to learning based on dialogical, co-learning, participatory and problem-oriented methods, which is required for teaching the existing curriculum. So nowadays, so as I was sharing it with you, we all are very much familiar about NAC assessment and what are all the various what are the various criterions, the 7 criterions under which we are all assessed and accredited. So it is not the, as I was telling you before, it was not the 19th century idea which we have to carry it now. The skills of 20th century teachers should have the 20th century skills. So this is a part of the theory should be complemented with the field-based application is the main thing here. So the value and usability of this theory will increase only when we use this field-based application. So it will also improve the quality of learning through application of classroom theories and field realities. As I was sharing it with you regarding the social work discipline, the curriculum, and in that curriculum we have the theories. Concurrently, we go in for this field work, which enables us to gain which enable us to benefit the society more through our experience. So it will also contribute to the deeper sensitization of the students and the faculty in the socio-economic realities of our nation. So we are not aware of such things. So we, as I was saying, we study about all the socio-economic situation of our country, but when we go out, we are faced with the challenges of the realities, and which we are not able to face it. So which could be, that gap could be bridged when the curriculum includes the field based activities, or the field based application is enabled through this theory. So when they go out of this program, they will be they would have a wisdom, knowledge and expertise of local communities as well as the practitioners, and they'll be more confident to face the challenges of the society when they go for work. And when we say this community engagement, we can have the localization of content and also field work through community engagement. It could be included in the courses. And most of us in our curriculum, curriculum which we give, we have internships and also field studies. The students are taken up for field studies. Also, they have to this is one among the curricular, within the curriculum framework. And it could be used to document and analyze the local community innovations and solutions. So we go for field work or we go for internships, but this should be documented by analyzing the local community innovations and solutions. That would be of more use. And also local knowledge of farming, livestock, forestry, water management practices. It can be a very good source of knowledge in such community engagement. And documentation of the same, it will enable or it will be made available to others in the country, or sharing this will enable others to follow suit. So the teachers, we have to need to stimulate and challenge the students for collective social and individual learning. So it is not a commodity to be used by an individual. As we were seeing it in the previous slide, the social responsibility means it is a civic duty, or we can say the duty of the individual or the organization, okay, to give it to them. So we have to be engaged in that activities, or the social responsibility. It says that we have to do the duty so that we have to perform well, so that it will maintain a balance between the ecosystem and the economy. So socially responsible teaching. So I will not say that we are not socially responsible. So we all have the social responsibility, and we all are guiding our students, or we are all fostering such social responsibility to our through our curriculum. But still, so we socially responsible teaching means what? We have to encourage our students to become active learners. So active learning in the sense, as I was saying, they should go to the field, learn from them. Mutual benefit should be there, to challenge them to get out of their comfort zone, and also confront the reality around them, and to look at societal challenges as learning opportunities. So when we ask the students, we have this, when we want to make them involved in the community engagement activities, they feel that I don't want to do this program because it has field work activities. I have to go for I have to go there, or I have to go to a community, or I have to put in my 30 days of my my student life is there. I don't want to go to that slum area, or I don't want to go to that rural area where there is no facilities. So we have such and we can hear such things from our students, and such attitudes prevails among students also. But we have to foster in them regarding this, the values regarding fostering such social responsibilities in engaging themselves in the communities around them. It is a very good, very big challenge for us also. And students and faculty members, we have seen that the community engagement, these are all the certain aspects in community engagement. And we were saying about the teaching and research that should also be involved there. These function also should be involved in the community engagement. So students and faculty members, we all undertake research in the field. So we also do research in the field, and we collect data, we get it, we will be analyzing all the results, and we keep it to ourselves, or we document it and we upload it. That's all. But is it reaching the community where we have done the research? No. So to advance the research interest of the students and faculty, we do this, or we undertake research in the field. But the research questions could be framed in partnership with local community, so that the new knowledge we produce in such a way, it will provide solutions to local challenges. So this will enable, so this is what we mean it as community engagement. So we go and do research in the field, but are we giving back to them? Are we utilizing the research, are we utilizing or the research questions which are framed in the community or with the local community? So most of the researchers, students and faculty, they generally assume that the community does not have much knowledge on the subject of their research interests. So they say that, so they don't have much knowledge. But this is mostly based on the ignorance of local expertise and knowledge available within the community and other practitioners. So when we go there and when we interact with the community, or when we interact with the practitioners, we will come to know about what are all the various practices which they are undertaking there. Also the practitioners, what sort of issues they have seen there, and what sort of approaches they have used there. So these are all the knowledges which we are not aware of. So when we are ignorant of such local expertise and knowledge, our research doesn't have any meaning at all. So they say here, community engagement is, you go there, we are all doing field work. We are all undertaking research in the field, but are we engaging the community in this uh, research process? And another one is undertaking research in partnership with local communities. When we do this, we can access the local knowledge, and we also contribute to new knowledge solutions. So the local community, they could be involved as co-researchers in such a way we can, in data collection and sharing of results. And also local governments, district administration, local businesses and NGOs, they can also benefit from such research undertaken by students and faculties of higher education institutions. So when we undertake this in this partnership, the students also gain a sense of satisfaction about their research. They will be very happy that I've made a very useful contribution to the society through my community engagement. This, it will give them satisfaction. And when we are talking about undertaking research also, there are certain approaches to community engagement, how we can engage, or what are the approaches to community engagement. So inform, so awareness. So mostly we are doing this in such a way, we are this approach we all use in each and every one of our institutions. We informing or the awareness creations, or you reaching the community, you ask the community about what are the technologies they need, and so you inform them also. So the next one is a consult, that is a feedback. So you get the feedback from them, and you enable them for active involvement, and you listen and gather informations from them. And also we will generate interest and ideas, and the community by through, when we generate community interest and ideas, and we can use this TV, radio, newspaper, advertisement. There are so many things through which we can generate such things. And also you can meet the community face to face. So when you meet the community face to face, we will be able to gather so much from them. And we can use focus group, or we can do survey, and we can collect informations from them, or we can get the feedback from them. This is what we mean it as. You involve them in this data collection also, and you make them participate. So web-based engagement is online public participation and social mobilization. And you will also increase the formal and informal involvement. So this is the participation we are speaking of. And so you collaborate with them, that is a partnership with the community, and when we will be coming to a common decision making, that is a shared leadership. So these are all the various approaches of to the community engagement. So I want to conclude my session on fostering social engagement in young minds through community and social responsibility of young minds through community engagement. I want to share two examples or illustrations which I was studying about. So the University of Pune in the year 2005, it had a program, Samat Bharat Abhiyan program. This is the community engagement in India. So what they did, at least one village was adopted by each college in this program, and in total there were 573 villages were adopted for overall integrated development. And they had a 12-point agenda which covered the various aspects like environmental awareness, drug addiction issues, writing the flora and fauna of villages, and water and soil testing, GSI mapping of villages, and so many things, the 12-point agenda. And there were groups, the students were formed into groups, and they visited the adopted villages on Sundays. And the history of 400 villages was written by the history teachers in a span of 2 years. The history teachers as well as the students, they have written history of 400 villages within a span of 2 years. And also, GSF mapping was done for 52 villages by geography students with the help of GPS instruments, which was provided by the university to colleges. And 4 lakh trees were planted, nurseries were set up, and water and soil testing was done by the chemistry students, through which it was found that 80% of the villages did not have potable water. So many soft skill development programs were also conducted by the English departments in the village schools. So even now the rapport, they developed a very good rapport. And on Sundays and holidays, they say that the students, they're all seen in these villages. So I was so very happy to look at this example or the exemplar, or we are inspired by such community engagement done by the University of Pune. So which I wanted to share with you all in this forum. So this is one of the exemplar I was so very admiring, and which I was finding it inspiring. So all the disciplines are involved in this community engagement, and we can see the social responsibility of teachers as well as the students. And the next one is the community engagement in India. The second exemplar which I wanted to share with you is the participatory research in Asia, the PRIA 2005. And everyone will be aware of PRIA. So they are the pioneers in this social responsibility and community engagement. And they have been involved in the propagation, the execution of community engagement for so many decades. And they are giving some examples through their association with academic community engagements. So one is the engagement of Dalit girls with the Kurukshetra University to study the dynamics of caste discrimination and their future career options through Center for B.R. Ambedkar Studies. And another one is the Mysore University. They have created a system of student support to women's self-help groups from neighboring communities, and the ongoing capacity development of local panchayats. And the Garhwal University, they have created a mechanism to engage the local communities in identifying the issues and problems they face in agriculture and rural development. So there were so many topics. Findings, research findings, there was shared with the local communities regularly. And the MPhil and PhD students, they could identify topics for research from this list. They had a they identified some issues and problems, and this list was used to identify the topics for research for the research scholars. And the findings they had were shared with the local communities regularly. So yeah, and the Association of School of Social Work in India and PRA, they work with faculty and students of 24 different schools around the country, and to facilitate the direct engagement of both students and teachers in facilitating community empowerment. Another one is the students and teachers of business administration departments from Patna and Muzaffarnagar. They supported the local panchayats in village planning by collecting data of local assets and mapping the village. And another one is the students and faculty of local colleges from planning and economic departments helped Dumka municipality in preparing plans for the upgradation of the city's infrastructure. So these are all the two exemplars which I wanted to share it with this forum, which is a very good example for us to, or it inspires us to, or it enables us to guide our students or to foster the social responsibility in the young minds which we teach through community engagement. With this, I thank the college, Guru Sri Shanti Vijay Jain College, Chennai, for giving me this opportunity to share regarding this session title. And I thank all the participants who are active listeners in this session. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, deem it a great privilege to propose the vote of thanks for the day. First and foremost, I thank Lord Almighty for making the program a real success. On behalf of the entire fraternity of the college, I express my heartfelt thanks to our distinguished speaker, Dr. S. Sumati, Head of the Department of Social Work, Sunday, Hanslover College, for sparing her valuable time and sharing wonderful and valuable information. Thank you so much, ma'am. I extend my sincere thanks to our Honorable Secretary, Dr. Gautam Singh, for being the backbone of the program. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our beloved Principal Dr. N.P. Maliki for her meticulous stewardship and encouragement for this national level faculty development program. I also extend my thanks to all the professors of various colleges and universities for your active participation. With special thanks to Computer Science Faculty for the technical support. Thank you all for participating in this national level faculty development program. Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, shall I leave it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Successful complete.